In the last lecture, we have seen that when the grammar is ambiguous, then we can make more than one parse tree for a particular grammar. So we can say to check the grammar is ambiguous, to check the grammar is ambiguous or not, there is no algorithm. So it is undecidable problem. So it is undecidable problem. So it is undecidable problem. So now in the last lecture, as we have seen, we can make more than one parse tree if the grammar is ambiguous. So as I have said that if more than one parse tree is possible, then grammar is ambiguous. How? Let's understand it. Suppose we have this grammar. And we need this string, and we have these values for this id 2, for this id 3, and for this id 4. Suppose we have these three values, or we understand how we can make these values. So first we make parse tree for that string id plus id star id from this grammar. So how we are going to make it? First we make start with the start symbol, s plus s, because we need id plus id and star id. So now we can break this s into s star s, so it will become id, and we can put the value of id here 2, the second id value is 3, and the third id value is 4. So 4. This is the first parse tree. Now we are going to make another parse tree because this grammar is ambiguous. So let's start from the start symbol. Here first we take s plus s, now we take s star s, but we need id plus id star id, so we have to break this s into s plus s. So we break this s into s plus s. So now this will be id and id, and the value will be 2, 3, and 4. Now solve these two parse trees. So we will going to see that how the grammar is ambiguous. We are going to see with the example, with the proof. So here we have id values 2, 3, 4, and here also we have 2, 3, 4, but we can see here is a star or multiplication and here is plus. So we solve the parse tree from the bottom to top. So first we have to solve this. So what we will get here? 3 into 4, 12. What we get here? 12. And what is plus 2? So what it will be? It will be 14. It will be 14 from this tree, from this parse tree. And what the value from this parse tree? What we will get? What value we will get? First we have to add it, because we have to solve it from bottom to top. So first we have we solve this. Then what we will get? 2 plus 3, 5, and into 4, and what we will get? We get 20 here. So we can see simply, because this grammar is ambiguous, so for the same string and with the same value, we are getting two different values from two different parse tree. That's why the grammar is ambiguous. That's why we say that if we can make more than one parse tree from one grammar, then grammar is ambiguous, because every time we are making different parse tree, so that can be the possibility. Then every time we will getting the different values. while the string is same and the values are same. So that's why the grammar is ambiguous, and we can prove with this that if we can make more than one parse tree for a particular grammar for a particular string, then the grammar is ambiguous. I hope now it will be clear. Now how we can convert from ambiguous grammar into equivalent unambiguous grammar. Conversion from ambiguous grammar into equivalent unambiguous grammar. Unambiguous grammar. So how we are going to do this? Let's see. Suppose we have this grammar id e plus e star e, and we have same string id plus id star id plus id star id. And according to C language, the star has higher precedence than, or we can say higher priority than plus. Star is higher priority than plus. So, and the grammar is ambiguous, as we know, because we have these things, e plus e and e star e, like the earlier example, s plus s star s id. Only instead of s we are taking e now. So we know that the grammar is ambiguous. So we start from the lower priority to higher priority. We start from lower to higher priority. And because operand has higher priority than operator, because without operand no one operation can be possible. That's why operand has higher priority than operator. Operand has higher priority than operator. Why? Because without operand, the operator, we cannot get any value from the operators. These are called operands plus star, and the operators are e. So how we are going to convert from ambiguous grammar to equivalent unambiguous grammar? As we have take because both are e's here, and because of this we are getting the ambiguity. So here we can convert, for removing the ambiguity we take t and f for another variable. Let's understand how we are going to take it. Suppose first we take e tends to e plus t. Instead of e plus e, what we are taking? E plus t. So instead of another e, we are taking another variable which is called t. So as I said, a lower to higher priority, we will start from the lower priority and going to the higher priority. So first we take plus. So e stands to e plus t oblique t. And one more thing is important here, because we are doing from left to right. So this is left to right associative, because we are writing like this, e tends to e plus t. We are not writing like this, e tends to t plus e. If we write like this, e tends to t plus e, then this is right to left associative. But here we are taking e tends to e plus t, that's why it is left to right associative. See the difference here. Instead of e plus e, we are taking e tends to e plus t. We are taking new variable for removing the ambiguity and oblique t. And but the difference is that if we write like e tends to e plus t, then this is left to right associative. But if we write like this, e tends to t plus e, if we are taking the new variable and we are taking putting the new variable first and the old variable at the end, then this is called right to left associative. But if we are putting the new variable on the right hand side, then this is called left to right associative. So this is the difference only. Whatever way we want to write, we can write according to the need, but here we are taking only left to right associative. So to removing the ambiguity, and first we are taking we are going lower to higher priority. So first we are taking plus and we are writing e tends to e plus t with new variable oblique t to removing the ambiguity, and we are taking the new variables. Now we are heading towards the t, the new variable t tends to, now we are heading towards star or multiplication, t star f, another new variable oblique f, because we have to remove the ambiguity here also, because here is also e star e or e multiplication e we can say. So we are taking new variable t star f oblique f. This is also left to right associative, because right now we have this variable, and for this is old variable t and the f variable is new here. So this is also left to right associative. Now what left? id. So we will write f tends to id, f tends to id. So this is our new grammar. E tends to e plus t oblique t, t tends to t star f oblique f, and f tends to id. This is our new grammar, which is unambiguous, or we can say which is not ambiguous. So how we are going to check that this grammar is not ambiguous? Let's understand it. Suppose we take e, start with the e, and we take t, and we take t star f. Suppose we take this start from here e, and we take this eta, because there is two production for e plus t oblique t. So we can go t, and now we can write t star f here. So here we can simply see, and f, we have this production, f tends to id. So we can take id and id. So here we can take id star id only, but we cannot go to the id plus id. We can simply see here, after taking this production, we cannot go to the e plus t production or id plus id production. But in this tree, wherever we can go, we can make any production. Suppose we have C here also. If we first take this, then after that we can also take s plus s, or we can say e plus t or e plus e. But here, after taking t star f, we cannot go. So because t star f we can get id star id, but we cannot go further id plus id. So we can simply say that this grammar is not ambiguous or unambiguous. So this is the proof.